Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm going to go through all the signs and do a quick little reading just to find out what is best for you to know for the rest of this month. So this can be whatever month you find this in, but I'm making this in April. It is timeless though. So if you don't really relate to your message for your sun sign, you can really check any sign that you're drawn to. I'm not pulling cards just yet. And you can go to the timestamps to see which sign to watch. And I might do a general message after, I'm not sure. So we'll start right away with Aries placements. So let's see what they need to know for the rest of this month. So for Aries, it's important for you to know that there is always new life after an ending. There is always a new beginning. And in that song, Closing Time, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. I think that's how it goes. And that is what's standing out to me for you right now. You could have recently went through an ending, or you're going through that right now. And maybe it's been hard for you to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or to know that everything will turn out okay and everything will begin again. Or maybe you've been stuck in a cycle for so long that it feels like all that there is and you forgot that there's more to life because you've just been so cut off from it. But whatever it is, for the rest of this month, just remember that this is leading to a new beginning, and it is a new beginning that's going to be something that's better than what you were coming from. And if you trust in that knowing, and that things will get better, things are getting better, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that's the biggest message for you for the rest of this month. So keep that in mind, and we will go now to Taurus. Taurus placements for the rest of this month. And happy birthday for those of you that your birthday's this month. Also to the Aries, sorry, forgot to put that in their reading. All right, for Taurus, let me get one more to go with this. There's something very important for you to face or confront at this time. It's the time of your solar return, so you're about to enter a new year of your life, and there are things that you really need to not bring with you into this new age, this new year for you. So you're being asked to take care of business now so that you can celebrate when you're meant to. So if you are putting certain things off right now, avoiding certain things, then when the time comes to relax and celebrate, you're going to be busy facing these things. So you want to be able to celebrate. You want to be able to enjoy the harvest of something. There's something where you're going to want to be part of it, but you need to have done the work in order to be part of it. And it's not too late. You can still do it, but it's just important to not ignore it and make sure you're focused on what you know you need to be, and that you're not letting yourself become distracted at this time, or just put off or procrastinate what you know is really important. So also, don't cry over spilt milk for too long, because it's a waste of your precious energy. That came through specifically. That is what you are meant to focus on for the rest of this month, and doing so will really put you in the exact spot you need to be for when it all gets better. All right, now moving on to Gemini. Wait, yes, Gemini. Forgot which one came next. Okay. So, if you've been feeling very emotional lately, or just maybe you're able to handle your emotions, but lately it feels like they've been handling you, and you felt powerless against them. Like you're just being flooded. You could have felt like you were drowning in all of these deep feelings and deep nostalgia, and it's like you never got a break. You never got to come up and get a breath of air. All that chaos is ending, and if you're watching this when I post it, then by the time it gets to your season, it will definitely, all this chaotic energy will have died down, if it hasn't already by then, but it'll be like died down by then by the latest. So you, for the rest of this month, there's no pressure, there's not going to be anything that really comes out of the blue, and like not any unexpected, unusual, unpleasant type things. So you don't have to be on guard, you don't have to be prepared for anything. You can just kind of rest, relax, I mean, if that's even possible for you, but in your own way. And you just know that you can take that little extra time for yourself. If you feel like maybe not rushing, or maybe you were about to do something and then you stopped and decide to do something else, like allow yourself to be a little bit distracted and just to go with that intuitive flow. Just like a little kid who, instead of being like, oh, look at this, oh, let's try this, just letting them figure it out on their own. Like, you're that child right now, and it's important to not put pressure on yourself, and to know that nothing else is going to pressure you at this time, and you're going to get a chance to like recover from all the chaos that you went through. So that's all I'm getting for you, Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer placements. Let's see what your message is. So Cancer, something that has been draining your energy, or that was really taking a lot out of you and causing you to focus so much of your life on this one thing, and you had to maybe neglect other areas of your life. Life is taking that out for you. Like, it's no longer going to be draining you. And this could be a actual person, this could be a job, this could be a relationship, but this could also be your health, or like your physical health or your mental health. It's something that you really have had to just give too much to, and you've had to, it was like almost a virus. Like if your brain was a computer, this was a computer virus that it got in, and it messed everything up, all the hardware, and all being filtered out for you. So you could be feeling extra energized at this time, like as spring is here and everything's warming up. It's like you're almost coming alive again, or like awakening from a cold sleep, a cold slumber. I don't know why that came through, but that could be how you're feeling. And I'm seeing that this newer version of you, it's been updated. So sticking with the computer metaphor, your system's been updated. So now all the viruses that may in the past they were able to get to you, they can't anymore. So you have like an upgraded defense system, protection system. Everything about you is going to feel upgraded, and like you're the best version of yourself, and that maybe certain things you used to really connect to, you just don't anymore out of the blue. And it's because you're becoming this best version of yourself. And it all started because you decided to put yourself first and not put everyone or everything else ahead of you and your own needs. So once you started doing that, everything changed, and now you're really starting to see the benefits of that, and it's only just the beginning. So that's what I'm getting for you, Cancer. Let's go to Leo. Okay, this flew out off camera, but I'll put it in there. For Leo, for the rest of the month. Okay. So for those of you that are involved with someone that you feel deep down, you know maybe they're not the right one, or that you couldn't really see a future, or there was just something that you felt, maybe you wouldn't ever admit it to someone, but you felt it deep down that it wasn't right, or it just wasn't a match in some way. And if you have been feeling like that, then you're gonna finally be able to accept that and make a decision with that, and not be in denial or be trying to make something like what it's not. Those of you that doesn't relate to your story, then this could be you're realizing that what you thought you wanted in a person, maybe it was from past traumas or past things that you still had to work on, but you've since worked on those things, and so it's like you're not attracted to the same type of person anymore, or the same type of treatment or behavior, which before was coming from an unhealed place. But now that you've healed those parts, you really feel like your taste is changing. And if you are with someone and your taste is changing, obviously that could be problematic, but it's just something that you're gonna have to, like, if you've outgrown someone, it doesn't necessarily even mean that person, like, maybe there's nothing bad between you two, no one did anything to hurt the other, but it's just you're not on the same level anymore, you don't have that chemistry. So if that is true, you're going to be just okay with that and ready to move on and find something that is a match to you. And yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, Leo. But yeah, those who it's not that type of situation, it's really just you no longer need what you used to, and maybe now you don't know exactly what you want, because what you used to want was part of who you used to be, who you're not anymore. And it's okay to not know exactly what you want. You don't have to know for it to manifest. Like, someone thinks, if I don't know exactly in detail what I want, it's not going to come to me. You can just trust that that right person, whatever that does entail for you, is already out there and on their way to you. You don't have to get specific if you're not sure. You can just know that it's going to be perfect for you. All right, that is all for you, Leo. And then let's go to Virgo now. 222, you could be noticing a lot. That is confirmation that your world has shifted, has changed. Everything is different. You are in a new reality, in a new timeline, all of that. This is confirmation of that. So you could be feeling like you, like as I said, you know, you can feel that you've shifted into a new place. However you want to use the wording, life feels different. The world feels different. And you can tell that it is, and you know that you felt this shift coming, you felt this change coming, and you knew it was going to happen. And now that it has, you weren't really surprised at all in the process, but you're on the other side of it now. You're learning to navigate this new place and the new person that you are. So you've left a lot behind. And so you're like, what do I think now that you've left behind like other people's thoughts and projections that they had placed on you? You're like, how do I actually feel? What do I actually want to do? So for you, the rest of this month is just about figuring out what you want to do. And you could be overwhelmed, like, I wish I knew what I'm supposed to do right now. But that's the thing. You've taught yourself to believe that you need something to do, and that you can't just trust what you feel. Like, what do I feel like doing? What do I feel inspired to do? But you've become so disconnected from that place of inspiration, because instead you were coming from a place of necessity, of I have to do this, this is my responsibility, this is my job. But when those things aren't there anymore, and you're like, well, I don't know what I need to do. So this month is about switching or alchemizing that energy from being something that's overwhelming, like I don't know what to do, to, well, what do I want to do? What does my heart, my mind, my body, like, let me check in with myself and see what I want to do. And maybe it's nothing. Maybe I don't need to always be doing something and always filling my time with an activity or some type of productivity, because you need to value the productivity of existing in this experience. Like, anything you do is doing it. You can't not do it. Your existing is doing it. So it doesn't matter what you're doing it, if that makes sense. So yeah, this new place, it doesn't play by the same rules that the places you were in and where you came from. It's not like that. It's different here, and it's up to you to, instead of looking for like, okay, where's the book that explains it? Where's the person that has the answers? Just letting yourself explore and learn, and know that that's really the only way you can learn. This is not a place where other people can tell you how it is. This is your own unique experience, and you have to allow yourself to have that without needing to define everything. All right, now we're moving on to Libra. Let's see, for the rest of your month, Libra. Okay, I definitely see you taking charge in ways and in situations that you never have before. You're gonna pleasantly surprise yourself. Like, you already believe in yourself, you already have a level of confidence, but what you're able to do is gonna raise that. Like, you're about to really surprise yourself by how far you're able to go. Maybe you had only a little bit of hope in yourself and you thought it would take you this far, but you're gonna go so much further than that. So whatever self-love practices you've been doing, I feel like you've been doing a lot to need your own validation more than anyone else's, and to really believe that if you are happy with yourself, if you are proud of yourself, if you can sleep at night with the thoughts and the choices and the decisions and actions that you've done, then that's all that matters. And if people don't agree with it or like it, it really doesn't matter, because you do. And for so long you were more focused on, like, it was more important to you to make sure other people were proud and happy and agreeable with what you were doing. But that, you realize that that was such an empty life to live, living for other people. And yeah, it may bring you a temporary sense of, oh good, they like me, they approve, but even when you try your best, there's still going to be times when they get upset at you. And then what? Like, what about when you've tried to please someone and it still doesn't work? Are you going to keep trying? Are you going to spend your whole life doing that? And you didn't want to. And you made the conscious choices to put yourself first, and to actually say, what do I like? What do I want? Not what does everyone else maybe want or need. And a lot of it wasn't even really what other people wanted. It's what you thought they wanted. So you're really taking charge of your life, and it's gonna feel so natural. And you're like, why did I wait so long to do this? Like, it never felt natural making yourself smaller, lying or omitting certain truths just to please others or make sure certain things went smoothly. And like, it always left this emptiness left over, or this like needing more, but it's like, it's just not enough. And you're ready to let that go, and you're ready to actually be the leader in your life. And once you make this shift, you're never going to look back, and you're never going to let someone else be the leader in your life. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. Let's see, for Scorpio, for the rest of this month. So you're moving on from a situation that you really thought was going to bring you happiness or fulfillment, and you really believed in it. You really gave your all to it, but it just didn't turn out as you planned, as you hoped for. It didn't meet your expectations, and you're able to let go of that now and move on. And there's going to be something that like hits you, like a wave or a sensation of like motivation, almost like a spark, like that you just jump up and you're like, I gotta go. So maybe you're just laying around thinking of all the things you have to do, not really having the motivation, and then out of nowhere something just hits you and you just get up and you just never look back. So something like that is gonna happen for you for the rest of this month, where it's gonna really help guide you in the direction that you're meant to go in now. Now that you're leaving this, you could feel kind of an emptiness of like, well, what now? Like, this was my plan. This took up so much of my time thinking about it, dreaming about it, and now that it's not gonna happen, or maybe it did happen and it wasn't what you thought, but you're able to, even if it hurts, you're able to be at peace enough to be like, okay, but I know there's something better for me. And so whenever you feel that inspiration hit, you're being guided to run with it, to go with it, and not look back. And it's going to be something like this situation that didn't work out, it puts you perfectly where you needed to be, so that like whatever it triggered within you is going to help you follow this guidance that you're going to feel. And it's like you're ready. You're so ready for it, whatever it is. You've been preparing for this, and this feels like your life purpose, like what maybe you know what it is, or maybe you don't, but maybe you've always just had this inner knowing that like you're meant for something great, or for something, a specific energy that you couldn't really put into words, but you could feel it. And it's like, that's what this is. That's what this next part is. That's what this inspiration is guiding you towards. So just remember that and trust that you did make the right decision in like walking away, or if you're still deciding that, then you can trust that sometimes you just do have to cut your losses and be a little upset, but know that there's so much more waiting for you. And I feel like you do know that. Maybe you just needed that extra confirmation. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. For Sagittarius placements, let's see what you need to know for the rest of your month. So there's something that you've always dreamed of, or maybe it was like a wild fantasy you always had in your mind, but it didn't really seem like it could come true, but you still always believed that it could. It bordered between this could actually happen and like, oh, that's just a dream, but it would never actually come true. You always were kind of like going back and forth in your mind about it. So you are currently going through certain upgrades of your personality, I'm hearing. And it's not that you're changing it, it's that it's just becoming the more authentic version of you. So you could feel like your personality is changing, or like maybe, okay, so you could be fearing that as you're changing, you could worry people won't think you're authentic because maybe you're different from how you used to be. But the truth is, in the past, you were masking to a degree, so it wasn't as authentic. But this version of you, even if people aren't as used to it, it's still who you really are and who you always were underneath those layers of who you were pretending to be. But you're going through these transformations where you're feeling upgraded, you're feeling more confident in yourself, you're feeling confident in your authenticity, in your freedom to be yourself and to not need to change. And so it's setting you up to be in a position where you are going to be able to have this dream or make this thing come true that you've always seen yourself as. And when you would always go to this place in your mind, it wasn't like you could have felt like you were escaping, and maybe to a degree you were, but you were actually psychically tapping into a future timeline. It was happening right at that moment, and it's happening now, and you were tapping into it. So it's not like you were just imagining it or like thinking, oh, this would be nice. You are tapping into a future that was happening at that present moment, like a potential future for you. It's like, you could think of it like glimpses that your future self was sending to you. Like, let's say they took a video of your life and they sent it, and you're watching it in your mind and you're thinking it's your imagination or your fantasy, but really it's a clip from your future self. You had to go through certain upgrades to believe in yourself enough to be able to actually know that this is real and that it's happening. Because if you were to get to this point and you still didn't fully believe in yourself, or you believe that you were capable, you wouldn't have taken the opportunities that you are going to take. But that's why you had to first upgrade yourself. You had to become the best version of yourself, and you will continue to, but you had to get to this point where you know you're capable, you know you can do whatever you need to, and you know that you have the freedom to do it and to make these things come true. So that's what the rest of your month holds, is stepping into that energy and completing this transformation you're going through that's preparing you to start your dream. All right, let's move on to Capricorn. Let's see for the rest of your month. For Capricorn, and okay. All right, the Hermit. Sorry, I was gonna say, let me know if you like these readings that I do by the signs, because usually I do Pickacard readings, but I just want to do whatever people want to see the most. So, but I don't know why I was telling that in your reading, because I didn't say that in any of the other readings, but anyway, wanted to come through. So, Capricorn, you could be spending the rest of this month in deep reflection of all the versions of you that you had to be in order to get to where you are now. And you could be almost like watching a movie of your life up until this point, and everything, the good, the bad, all the parts, and at times you laugh, at times you cry, and just fully feeling it in a place where you can see the whole movie. There's no scenes you have to skip through or fast forward. You can just watch the thing start to end, which isn't actually the end because it just leads to right now. You're maybe able to finally see your life and make peace with it in a way that you couldn't before, or it was too painful for you before. You have deep gratitude for all the versions of yourself in the past, because you knew that they never gave up and they did what they had to do to get you to where you are now. But at the same time, you feel a level of detachment from who you used to be, and it's like you are this new person now that's completely separate. Maybe you've just gotten to an age where you actually feel older, or maybe not older, but you can just feel that time has gone by and it feels different, whereas past years it just felt like just another day. So as you're in this deep reflection, you are actually allowing your system to, like, and I think I mentioned what was it? Maybe the Scorpio or Leo readings. One of them I was talking about a computer upgrading, but it's a similar thing of like your systems being upgraded, and you're not who you used to be, and you're not any of those versions of yourself. And you're also not too eager to be like, well, who am I? Like, maybe in the past you really needed to figure that out, like, who am I? Maybe you were taking all these like personality tests and just trying to understand yourself, but now you feel like the observer. Like, I just want to observe me. I don't, like, you're taking the judgment out of it. And so just allow yourself to, just like if you got a brand new pair of glasses and maybe they're a different prescription than you're used to, and you need to allow your eyes to adjust and to get used to it. You need to allow yourself for the rest of this month to just adjust to this, whatever it is, and you don't even have to label it, but that's the difference, because in the past everything needed like an explanation, a label, needed to have facts and references, and now it's just you're okay letting things be what they are, and you don't need to know everything right now, and you're just really the observer in your life, like a third person perspective. So that's the place to be for the rest of the month for you. And there's like, you don't need to be told anything. You can just let it be what it is. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's move on to Aquarius now. All right, Aquarius. Let's see what your reading is for the rest of this month. You could be, if you have, okay, these are like, no, these are not the exact same cards, are they? So Aquarius, you could be finally getting over a heartbreak, a breakup, a situationship, whatever it is, like some type of romantically involved thing you are in on whatever level. You could finally feel like the chain is cut, like you're cut loose. Like maybe you were always circling back to this person and you thought you got over them and then they come back around. But it's like finally you feel like, oh wait, I'm actually done. Like you feel that finality of it, like the cord being cut. And you're being encouraged to take the trash out is what I heard. So, and this could be literally too, like right now, go, if you haven't already, go through all of your things, really get rid of, like, I'm hearing you have a lot of stuff to get rid of. You just have been putting off going through it. It's not that it's hard to get rid of them, like it's too sentimental. It's just you don't want to like have to go through them, but you're going to feel so much better when you do. So go through all your things, clean all your things, get rid of whatever you don't, even things you don't like. Maybe you still use it, but maybe you're like, I have pink sheets, but I'm just over pink sheets. I don't want them anymore. Maybe there's nothing wrong with them, but you're just over it. So get new ones. So there's this like energy of really throwing out the old and like not hesitating or being like, should I keep it? No, just get rid of it. Unless it holds a strong, like deep value to you, let it go. That's what you're meant to focus on the rest of this month. Actually just letting go. And it's gonna be easy now though for you, like where before maybe it felt impossible, but now it's just like, actually, yeah, I am done with that. I am over that. I don't want that anymore. So ride the wave of that energy, keep up that momentum. It's gonna take you so far and it's gonna help you get out of these loops that you felt so stuck in for so long. All right, last up, Pisces. Let's see how the rest of your month is going to be. So you could be presented with opportunities to do something new or do something for the first time, or maybe your life is changing in a way where it's like maybe you're buying your first house or you're moving out of your parents' home for the first time, or you're moving to a new state, or you're having a child or anything like that. There's this newness stepping into your life, and it's important for you to, of course, have fun with it, enjoy it, explore, use your freedom. But at the same time, just remember to keep your balance, keep your center of stability that you've worked so hard to be able to have. Because in the past, so many things could throw you off balance and you were just so emotionally connected to so many things, and you had to go through a lot of hardships in order to build that stability within you and not need it from your circumstances or from people. And so now that you've built that, make that your foundation. And it's like, as long as that is the foundation that everything is built upon, it will always be successful. It will always, and even if it's not, even if it doesn't work out, it won't ruin you. Like, you will still be successful. Even if the thing you're trying isn't, you'll still be okay. You'll still be able to find success in another way. But it's important that as these new parts of your life are happening, you just remember that that's the one key you need, is to keep that center of balance within you. And if you ever are dealing with something and you feel like it's too much for you and it's causing you to be off balance, that's your chance to step away, distance yourself, because that thing is too much for you right now, and it's not worth losing your sanity over, losing your balance and your stability over. So as long as you keep that in mind, that's really all you need to focus on for the rest of this month. All right, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.